was the Lakers. I mean, let's give them credit. They play the Spurs. Spurs are depleted, to say the least, with injury. And so the Lakers are supposed to win this game. And, Shanae, they absolutely do. Luka Doncic, someone needs to stop him.
Look, it was an off-shooting night, but this is one of the ones he made. When he's playing on both ends, you know it's a good day, and you've got that buy-in from J.J. Redick.
And you got a great performance last night from Austin Reaves. When he's on the floor, I don't want to say they have a third star. It's not. He doesn't make a big three, but it's like a big two and a third.
It's a big 2 and 3/4. I'm not mad at it again. I said this before. What's the difference? Like, how do you name a player that's not an all-star but better than a role player? It's literally Austin Reaves.
No, he's playing great. He would score 30 points in this game last night. Look at LeBron. Loves what he sees. Later in that quarter, Lakers are up 19, by the way. That's Jackson Hayes off a nice dish.
Transformed the look of their post players. Luka Doncic once upon a ride.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he just needs someone to go up there and catch it and dunk it when he throws it up to them perfectly. Luka had an off shooting night, as you mentioned. He would score 21, 5 of 20 from the floor, but 14 assists, 9 rebounds, and the Lakers do what they're supposed to do. They get the win. And so where are we with them right now? You mentioned they do have a really tough schedule. They had the compression of all of their games, which was terribly unfortunate, and nothing they could do about it because the fires in L.A. had the postponements and everything else. Yep. We don't know exactly, unless you know more than I do, about when LeBron is going to be back.
Relatively soon, but not soon enough.
They need to stay out, like everybody, they need to stay out of the play-in.
Yeah, if the Lakers can stay in the top 6 in the West, they're going to go into the playoffs with Luka Doncic and LeBron James healthy and feel like they can beat anybody. But as you said, if you get in the play-in, yeah, you could wind up in the 1-8, certainly with the Thunder, which you don't want to do. I think they're clearly the best team in the West. But on top of that, you put yourself in a situation where you have a bad shooting night or two, or you have a bad sprained ankle or something, you can go home before the playoffs even start. So that's why it was critical last night for the Lakers to take advantage of that, and why it was so damaging for both Golden State and Minnesota to lose, because they've been making a huge run. They've gotten it back to where they're within shouting distance of the top 6, or even maybe getting home court advantage in the first round of the playoffs. You can't give away games like that, even though they have soft schedules down the stretch. And that's why it was a very good night last night for the Lakers.
In a world, Shanae, in which LeBron and Luka are both healthy when we get to the playoffs, and let's just say the Lakers are in the playoffs. They're not in the play-in. They're in there, whatever the matchup winds up being. What could you see them doing?
I could see them in the Western Conference Finals. And it took me a long time to get there because my biggest question has been, is this defense going to be sustainable? And one thing that I love about J.J. Redick, he approaches the game maniacally. Like every game, he does not look past, and he prepares his guys, and you can see that. They are sound defensively, even though they're a little bit, undersized at times. But more importantly, he's getting the most out of all of his players. His players are shooting the ball better because of Luka Doncic, even with LeBron James when he was healthy. So the fact that they have options on the perimeter, different facilitators, a solid defense, I don't think the only team that I think is a team to beat is the Oklahoma City Thunder in the West. Other than that, the Lakers can make it there.
The Lakers have beat Denver once in like 3 years, so I'm very curious to see tomorrow. Hopefully Denver plays everybody. Let's see them play the Lakers, even without LeBron James. Let's see how the Lakers look in that game. But, I think they're probably going to lose in the second round.
And rattles in! State had a win streak going into last night, and Jimmy Butler and Steph Curry had every reason to win because, to the theme, Nikola Jokic, Jamal Murray, and Christian Brown all not playing. But you know who did play was Aaron Gordon.
Aaron Gordon did not come to play. He was really dangerous. When he's attacking the basket like this is his strength, but it also gives him his confidence for his outside shot. Look at that release, shooting it well from 3.
Off a dish from Russell Westbrook, who had 11 assists in the first half. Now in the fourth quarter, the Warriors are down by 13 points. As we see the bucket there from Jimmy Butler, he knocks it down for 3. And then in a 9-point game, Draymond's going to get it. And where's the defense?
Normally they stay home on Draymond, but someone's got to get in between him and the basket because he is trying to play aggressive and was trying to will his team to win with that emotion.
Wide open dunks are bad.
It was
very bad.
It was Aaron Gordon, though, who would just not be denied. He would score 38 points last night. And I mentioned Westbrook. He had a triple-double.
He did. I believe 14 or so assists. When he's knocking down that 3, you know he's feeling good.
12 points, 16 assists, 11 rebounds for Russell Westbrook. So again, the Nuggets, who basically punted the game away, still find a way to win against a Warriors team that had been red hot. And this is important because the Warriors are trying to stay out of the play-in. This doesn't help. Warriors lose, Timberwolves lose, Clippers, as you see, are right there. That's 3 teams battling for 1 spot as we speak. That keeps you out of the play-in. Denver's still in the conversation to be the 2 seed. Tim Legler did not like what he saw last night.
This is a brutal loss from this standpoint. You caught a break with this Minnesota game. I said they're in a battle with them right now for that 6th spot. You got a chance to pick up a game on Minnesota, who is just chomping at your heels, and you don't get it done against a depleted Denver Nuggets team to this extent. This is a really bad loss for Golden State when they were red hot.
Just a deflating night kind of all the way around, right? This was sort of, on the NBA schedule, you kind of circle each night or every a couple times a week, like here's a game I'm really interested to see because it'll tell us something. And obviously good for the Nuggets to find a way to win and Aaron Gordon, all the rest of that, but tough that they play this game without their 2 best players.
Yeah, the Warriors came into this game 14-2 since the All-Star break. They had a very easy schedule. They're going up against Denver with Nikola Jokic, the reigning MVP, averaging a triple-double. I wanted to see how they would handle him inside and whether they could beat them. I thought it would be a test to see if they actually are a team that can make the Western Conference Finals. Instead, no Jamal Murray, no Christian Brown, no Nikola Jokic. And yeah, Aaron Gordon played well, Russell Westbrook played well, but the game didn't matter. And the problem is for the NBA, a league that's already dealing with the perception that their guys are out too many games and they're having too many nights like this, you have a nationally televised game where Denver had rest nights on both ends of it and sat all their guys. Like, Nikola Jokic is playing through a bunch of stuff. I'm sure he needed a night off. They could look at the schedule. They played the worst team in the league at home on Saturday. Sit him out that game. Play everybody last night, play everybody tomorrow against the Lakers. It's just a horrible look for the league and perpetuates a lot of bad stereotypes about where the league is at.
And Tim, you said something, the game didn't matter. When you say that it's only for the Denver Nuggets, it absolutely mattered for the Golden State Warriors. And we heard the sound from Steve Kerr saying, man, my guy Steph, he is tired. You know what that tells me? That they're trying to buy him rest because right now they need to be able to win. If you think about the comparison about who they're trying to keep on their heels, you mentioned the Minnesota Timberwolves. Ant is 23 years old. Steph is 37.
Yeah.
And so for Steph Curry to be out there and lose a game, which, by the way, when I turned on my TV and said those guys aren't playing, I was like, oh, Dubs got this. What is it? The Warriors are going to win this. The fact that they lost that, to me, just said something. It said something. It said that, without Steph, when he has an off night, this team is truly vulnerable. And to put all of the pressure on him continually, why you got Jimmy Butler, they have some things that they have to address. And I know that this past, what'd you say, 14-2 since they got, the last 16 games. If you think about that, the challenge there is that have they played the top of the top, the best of the best? You could have been tested with Jokic. Now you've got Giannis. Now my eyes are on the Bucks game to say, how do you bounce back? And are you truly good enough? Because now everyone sort of has red alert on the Golden State Warriors.
I'll say it again. It's 3 teams battling for 1 spot to stay out of the play-in in the West. There could still be some movement because you mentioned the Warriors' schedule is pretty easy the rest of the way. The Lakers could fall back without LeBron, and they have a tough schedule. But one way or another, everyone's trying desperately to stay out of the play-in, not so much because you want to stay away from OKC, although you do, but you just don't want your season to potentially end before the playoffs even begin. The one team was the Lakers. I mean, let's give them credit. They play the Spurs. Spurs are depleted, to say the least, with injury. And so the Lakers are supposed to win this game. And, Shanae, they absolutely do. Luka Doncic, someone needs to stop him.
Look, it was an off-shooting night, but this is one of the ones he made. When he's playing on both ends, it's a good day, and you've got that buy-in from J.J. Redick.
And you got a great performance last night from Austin Reaves. When he's on the floor, I don't want to say they have a third star. It's not, he doesn't make a big 3, but it's like a big 2 and a third.
It's a big 2 and 3/4. I'm not mad at it again. I said this before. What's the difference? Like, how do you name a player that's not an all-star but better than a role player? It's literally Austin Reaves.
No, he's playing great. He would score 30 points in this game last night. Look at LeBron. Loves what he sees. Later in that quarter, the Lakers are up 19, by the way. That's Jackson Hayes off a nice dish.
Transformed the look of their post players. Luka Doncic once upon a ride.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,